Jordan Pate. Welcome to my YouTube channel. I'm going to be talking about 3 tips for transcriptions and how to build jazz vocabulary. If you haven't already, please click subscribe so you'll be notified when I put out future videos. Let's get into it. So what you heard me playing in the beginning of this video was an excerpt from a Bob Berg transcription I did on the Cedar Walton tune Bolivia. I'm going to be referring to a phrase from that transcription to demonstrate some of the techniques I'll be talking about today. Alright, so one thing I want to say about transcriptions before we get into it is that you don't always have to learn a whole solo. So I think there are definitely some masterful solos out there that merit learning the entire solo just because of the melodic shape and the flow. But I will say that you don't always have to learn a whole solo. Sometimes I like to actually just pick and choose certain phrases that really stand out to me. And it's about building your vocabulary, it's about building your sound. So you want to find and identify those things that you like and then start to build them into your own vocabulary. Alright, so tip number 1, take a phrase through all the keys. So I love doing this exercise because it accomplishes so many things at the same time. So there's something about learning something in all keys. It just helps you internalize it better. It'll just stick with you. The other thing that I like is that once you learn something in all keys, you now have material to play in every key. And sometimes we have keys that we don't feel super comfortable in, so that's always helpful. And the last thing I really like about this exercise is that it just actually ends up being a great technical workout. There's something about playing in all keys that's just really good for your technique, no matter what instrument you play. All right, so if I take this phrase from the solo, the first thing I would do is I'm going to analyze it. So I'm going to think about the chord that it occurred on, and then I'm going to think about the scale degrees. So I know that this line occurred over an E flat major 7 chord, so that puts the notes into context. I can analyze them as 5-3-1, 5-7-1. Now that I know the scale degrees, now I can start to transpose them in all the keys. You get the idea. All right, now we're on to tip number 2, which is taking that phrase through the chord changes of the song. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take that phrase that we just worked on in all keys, and I'm going to start to alter it harmonically to fit the other chords in the song. I'm going to keep the same rhythm and shape of the idea, but I'm just going to change it so that it'll fit over the chords. So here's an example of me doing that. Okay, so I hope you get the idea of what I was going for there. I'll have a PDF of this exercise that goes into more detail and depth about what I did, available for free download. Just check the link in my description. So I love this exercise because it helps create a sense of continuity and flow in your playing. And just by adding or changing, one note harmonically to fit over the different chords, you now have more material to play over different chords just from learning one phrase. And the restrictive element of this exercise as well is going to help you be more creative when you move away from this exercise, which leads me to my 3rd tip today, which is taking that phrase and then building off of it. So this is where we can take a little more liberty with what we learned. You're going to bring in more rhythmic elements. You're going to start to change the phrase here and there a little more and more. And this is where you get to have fun with it. So here's an example of me doing that. So as you can see, just by altering a phrase rhythmically and harmonically, You can instantly add so much to your jazz vocabulary just by learning one phrase. So I hope you found this video helpful. Let me know in the comments below what you thought, and also let me know of any other things you'd like me to talk about in future videos. Don't forget to click subscribe, and thanks for watching.